Hello, Dr. Ken Starr here from beautiful Central Coast of California. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about a medicine that got FDA approved for opioid withdrawal called Lofexidine or Lucemyra. There are a lot of questions about this. It's the only FDA approved treatment for opioid withdrawal. We have some experience with this in the clinic, and I thought I'd share it with you and tell you what's good, what's bad, what you need to know. First of all, is this type of medicine is a alpha-2 agonist. That's basically a type of blood pressure medicine that's been around for a very long time, and it basically decreases the sort of the resting tone of your vessels. So when you have high blood pressure, if you give a medicine that acts on the brain, it kind of decreases the tone, kind of decreases the idle speed a little bit. It relaxes things. That's what clonidine does. That's what this medicine does. So when we use medicines like clonidine, which is its American brother of this, it decreases what's called the sympathomimetic surge. So the fight or flight, those norepinephrine, all that comes up. We're decreasing the body's response to that by relaxing the vessels a little bit. So this is our go-to medicine that we've used for opioid withdrawal for decades. Clonidine is basically a blood pressure medicine that we use in this country for opioid withdrawal. This is what you get if you go to the ER, if you go to urgent care, they're going to give you clonidine. It's okay. I mean, it helps a little bit. It's not amazing. And I do use it, but I also use it in conjunction with sedatives and muscle relaxers and other things. It's not monotherapy. So what happens is that there's a cousin of clonidine called Lofexidine that we never really adopted in this country because it's not that great of a blood pressure medicine. However, in Europe, it is used for blood pressure, and a group thought, hey, why don't we take this and get it FDA approved to treat opioid withdrawal, and we can charge a lot of money for it. It worked. FDA fast-tracked it, said, hey, we have an opioid crisis in America. We don't have anything approved for that. This is going to be great. So instead of paying $4 for a ton of clonidine, now you're going to pay maybe $5,000 for a box of these Lucemyra. That's about what it is now. Now insurance is paying for it. So we have had patients with $25 copay, but if you're going to pay cash for this, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So the first thing is to understand is that it's basically almost identical, a very similar cousin to clonidine, which is, again, a blood pressure medicine that we use now that's readily accessible. It's not any better, not any worse. It is thought to cause a little bit less hypotension. So what limits how much clonidine you can give somebody is the side effects of clonidine, which is low blood pressure, dizziness, standing up, passing out, feeling lightheaded if you take too much. So that's what limits the dosing. This tends to do that a little bit less. But does it impact withdrawal symptom improvement? No, it doesn't, and that's been shown in studies. So first thing to understand is that we already have this drug available here. It's just generic and it's cheap, so nobody's really making money on it. The other problem is that the cost is so significantly high, okay? The third thing is that I thought, hey, let's try it. So we've had our detox. We detox patients here every day, all day. We have patients come from all over the country to detox. So we've tried it. I got samples of it. Let's try it. It didn't seem to me to be any better than clonidine at all. The other thing is that this is for a withdrawal off of a short-acting opiate. So if you're detoxing off of a short-acting opiate, Norco, hydrocodone, oxycodone, heroin, these are short-acting opiates that you can treat pretty aggressively for those first 7 days, and that's how this taper schedule comes from this manufacturer. If you're going to detox off of, say, Suboxone, buprenorphine, methadone, a much longer duration opiate, you're not going to get a lot of traction with this because those patients aren't even going into bad withdrawal till day 3, and it's going to last a lot longer. So we can't get those patients even turned around until day 10 a lot of times. The other thing is that it's not usually just withdrawal that keeps people addicted, right? The relapse rate's 90% within a week or two from opiate patients because of post-acute withdrawal and because of craving. So I can detox people with medicines a lot less than $5,000, but there's no improvement in long-term sobriety by using this. In fact, when they looked at the study, they only looked at sobriety to something like 14 days. That's what I want you to know about Lofexidine. So it's expensive. It's not really any better than clonidine. It doesn't seem to have less side effects. If you see this, if you're a provider and you see this in the ER or the urgent care, at least you'll know what it is. The other thing I wanted to say lastly before I forget is that there's another medicine that we do use for opioid withdrawal called tizanidine or Xanaflex. Now that is actually a peripheral acting alpha-2 agonist. So that's a muscle relaxer that we use with clonidine. We can actually have a central acting and a peripheral acting. Those two medicines together, it's probably $4. I mean, it's nothing. It's super cheap. These are medicines that have been around forever. And that you cover both your bases. If you don't want a centrally acting agonist because of the side effects and you think this is going to be better, you could use tizanidine or Xanafex and just get just as good of a response, in my opinion. Again, this is informational. I'm not your physician. Talk to your provider. Please see in the description a link to a blog on this topic. Please share this video. Please subscribe to our channel so we can get this information out to more people. And of course, leave a comment or question below or email me. Thank you so much.